My name is Rhiana and I'm a second year vet student on the B Vet Med course at the RVC.
Hi, my name is Kiera Hyacinthe and I'm a fourth year at the University of Edinburgh studying veterinary surgery and medicine.
Hello, my name's Steph. I'm a new graduate vet from the Royal Veterinary College and I'm now working in small animal practice in South London.
Hi, my name is Stephanie-Rae Flicker and I am a newly qualified vet graduating from the Royal Veterinary College this summer.
My name's Fabian Rivers and I am a veterinary surgeon from Birmingham and I've been graduating for 3 years. I primarily work with exotics but also small animals as well, and I do a lot of media work as well alongside that.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mandisa Greene. I'm the Senior Vice President of the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons and a small animal vet.
Hello, my name is Dr. Donald Palmer. I'm an Associate Professor here at the Royal Veterinary College.
When I was younger, I was always very into animals, and my first career aspiration was to be a dog walker. Eventually, that aspiration grew, and here I am as a vet student.
I grew up with an array of animals, so lots of weird and wonderful exotic things, quite luckily, and that for me was one of the reasons that I really wanted to, I felt like I wanted to work with animals at some point in my life. I kind of felt like going through school, I was also really into music and art and sort of creative subjects, as well as the kind of the sciences and also and seeing it and working with animals. So I was slightly conflicted, but in the end I had made the decision to go down the route of trying to get onto vet med and trying to find work experience and that sort of thing.
It really started at an early age when my parents bought me a chemistry set. That really triggered my passion to become a scientist. And it's with family and friends that really gave me the support that I needed to pursue my dreams.
I've always loved animals, always wanted to work with them. And so as I got older and did sciences at school, I knew that veterinary was definitely a good option for me. Initially, I did an undergraduate degree in zoology, as I didn't get into university first time round to study veterinary. And I really loved my zoology degree and had a great time there. And then I reapplied for veterinary medicine and started studying at the Royal Veterinary College after working in an office job for a year just to save some money.
It started with me doing a degree at the University of Exeter because I didn't get into veterinary medicine the first time round, and I really wanted my application to be as good as possible the next time I applied, so I did loads of work experience during my degree, which meant that I spent lots of my Easter and Christmas and summer holidays doing work experience at vets instead of having a fun time with my friends who were doing my degree as well. And I applied the second time round when I was in final year of my first degree to do veterinary medicine and got an offer at the University of Edinburgh and accepted that offer and attended the University of Edinburgh.
I grew up in South London with many small animals and always knew I wanted to be a vet from a very young age. Years of work, tears and research brought me to where I am today.
Well, my journey is pretty cliche, as many other vets will have encountered. It's pretty much the same as always wanting to be around animals as a very young kid.
I did have a bit of a turbulent time with my A-level results, and so I didn't have great AS results and knew that I needed to retake some modules the next year. But luckily I had found from my research looking into the Gateway program at RVC, and that's a program that I used to enter and get onto the veterinary medicine program, so completing 6 years in total. And I feel really passionate about those sort of projects and also anything that encourages students from mining participation backgrounds to get into veterinary medicine, nursing, in STEM subjects in general, and there is real value to having those programs and affording people like me those opportunities.
My vet school career was also a bit difficult. I found it a very, very difficult degree to do, and I eventually got through with some resits along the way and decided to find a job in small animal practice where I still work now.
I had my own unique challenges as I grew up and realised some of the hurdles that it would take to get into veterinary medicine outside of just the academic ones or the access to certain privileges. And it was definitely a hard journey. It was definitely very difficult, but thanks to the perseverance and belief and faith of, you know, the family and my friends around me, I was able to get there in the end.
Black History Month means to me an opportunity to highlight Black history in its living form for all to see.
It's an opportunity to review, reflect, and celebrate what it means to be a Black person within modern day society, and that's no different for veterinary medicine.
It is all about celebrating how amazing Black people are and how far we've come.
Black History Month also reminds me of all of the contributions that Black people have made in history, and it also encourages me to be introspective and think on how I can add to that history, add to the community, and basically further myself and others as I do well in society.
It provides an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the important contribution that Black people have made to the development and the prosperity of the United Kingdom. In all spheres of society, Black people have made a significant contribution and continue to do so.
It's a month where I feel even more empowered and unapologetically cocky. Deep conversations are openly accepted and many people become inspired and leave more educated than before.
It's nice to see Black people being celebrated in all aspects. And so things like this, where we're seeing Black people more in veterinary and in other different careers, are great, as well as seeing Black people thriving in other areas as well, in more than just their careers, also in their lives.
It's just a reminder that I have a duty as a person of color to help uplift others when I'm in a position to do so.
I agree with what I think most people will say, is that Black history isn't something that should just be celebrated in 1 month. It's something that should be around 365 days a year, and is something that we should be instilled to look for Black excellence in and Black progress in everything that we do, and acknowledge that there are people that have paved the way for a lot of things in history. From an education perspective, you know, growing up in the UK, in the curriculum, you don't really see many Black role models, and everything's kind of spoken about from the perspective of civil rights movement and an American Black history. And I think we need to put more emphasis on looking at role models in our own timelines and in our own histories that we can then relate to. And it's having that visibility growing up as well, which is really, really important.
I think sometimes we don't tend to have the spotlight shone on the positive stories of the Black experience, and I think it's a really wonderful opportunity to keep shining the light on all of the positive experience of Black people in the United Kingdom. I think it's a really great time to remember that Black history is British history, and that we can all take something from people's experiences.
A lot of the world has a way of approaching issues around Black people, and so Black History Month is an opportunity to change and discuss and look at some of the amazing things that Black people have done, but also to celebrate that the fact that we don't have to be amazing or exceptional to be seen and valued and highlighted. And so, you know, that's what Black History Month means to me. It's an opportunity to celebrate the fact that being Black is an amazing thing to be, but it's inclusive and accessible for absolutely everyone. And you don't have to be, you know, the world's best vet to still be a valued Black person.
It also reminds me that I have a limitless capability, and it helps that I know I have a strong background in family, in my ancestors, and it's just a constant reminder that we can do anything we set our minds to, and not to let limitations hold you back.
And I find that it's great having a month like this where we can use it now to share resources and educate other people on the importance of Black History Month, but keeping that message that going forward, you know, you should appreciate and understand what people have gone through to be able to be in the positions they are now, and the progress that we still need to make positive and impactful changes so that, Black excellence can thrive.
The advice I would give to anybody considering a career in veterinary or animal related careers is, if you are committed to it, then keep going. And try not to get too caught up in the result. Keep both your eyes on the process.
Try to maintain your passion. Research the career you want to go into and feed that drive consistently so that when challenges, doubts, or other people's opinions interfere with your journey, you'll be able to bounce back and remain right on track.
I think the number one thing is work experience. Try as much as you can. Go to vets, work with the nurses, work with the receptionists, work in any other animal-related career environments that you can. Ask lots of questions, and just remember, the worst someone's ever going to say is no if you ask them for something. So if you're a bit worried about approaching someone for work experience, just tell yourself the worst they'll say is no, but the best thing they'll say is yes, come on down, and you're going to get that experience that you need.
Do your research, so know what is expected of you, and to try to reach out to people who are where you want to be and find out how they got where they got to. I think you are all very gifted in this generation to have social media, which means that somebody who is where you want to be is not that far away from you. They are reachable and contactable. And so I do lots of research, but also find someone who can help you along the way with your journey as well.
Look for opportunities and look for resources as much as you can. I think we can all appreciate that there are barriers and obstacles that you are more likely to face if you are not necessarily a traditional applicant to veterinary medicine, veterinary nursing, and some of the other animal related careers. And so there is such a wealth of information out there and groups and people out there to support you. So utilize them.
Read around the subject, engage with as many people as possible in order that you can fulfill your potential.
A lot of people feel that to be a person in this world, an animal related world, veterinary related world, you have to be a vet or you have to be a vet nurse. And actually, I don't think it's that binary at all. There are so many great opportunities to work with animals and to facilitate their protection and their health and protect their best interests without having to be in a veterinary field or a veterinary nursing field. There's just so many ways that we can contribute to society, whether it's zoology, whether it's science, whether it's biology, whether it's being in veterinary medicine, whether it's working with legislation or working with disease. There are so many lanes for you to contribute to. And even if you don't get the opportunity to contribute in a more typical sense, it doesn't mean that your position as someone who cares and someone who's passionate about the subject, goes underrepresented or undervalued. We all have a part to play, and I think that's really important with how we approach these things. It's not about the results, it's about the material effect that you're willing to give at the end of it.
I'd also say that it can be, especially for veterinary medicine, it can be a little bit disheartening when you are seen as a non-traditional applicant, and so you might not have the networking or links with vets, farmers, etc., people already in the career to be able to further along your application. But keep in mind that that isn't necessarily the thing that's going to get you in, and what will get you in is your hard work and your perseverance and your willingness and passion to pursue that career, but also maintaining good relationships around you. So whether that's parents, carers, guardians, the teachers that you've got to support you when you're doing your applications, your peers at school, and then even going into university, the friends that you keep at university and people that keep you grounded, those are the people that are going to help you progress, and they're the ones that you need to keep close as you work towards your goal. And having come out the other end, it's been great to see myself and other peers that have been through similar situations and have had similar backgrounds come through pretty much unscathed, and we are all there to support each other in different ways as well.
Are you a people person, or are you prepared to become one? Are you ready to work on your communication skills and be able to adapt fast thinking and basically become very adaptive to your environment, because working with animals is also working with humans, and humans can be just as unpredictable as animals, so you have to be well prepared for that.
I'd also say, in terms of advice, to love what you do, because if you want to do it, it should be something that you genuinely love.
And then along your journey, do look back and think about how far you've come, because you'll realise actually when maybe you're in my position and you've finished that you've actually achieved so much, and there are people that are rooting for you, there are people that are there to support you and want to help you be the best vet nurse, animal professional that you can be.
Thank you very much, and take care.